good intro.
I was enjoying that private dance that we were getting.
What?
Yeah. That was great. I couldn't
Well,
stop.
happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on the Sideshow. Earlier than our normal time, but that's because we have some, as you can tell, very awesome guests today. And they're West Coast. We want to make sure that we can get them on time or they're not driving themselves crazy and it's not like super late for us, right? Right, Willow?
Right.
Exactly.
As always, my name is Heather, and to my left is going to be Willow Schuyler, my lovely co-host. She just came back from her first or second day of her new job, so congratulations.
Second
Willow.
day. So I
Second day.
apologize if I'm a little messy.
But it's the most haunted hotel in
Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Yeah, it's the most haunted hotel in Manitoba. So I can't wait to hear more stuff about that. You have our Italian eye candy. Well, we actually have a couple of Italian eye candy tonight, but our resident in-house movie expert, DJ Nick.
Hey everybody, happy hump day, and may I say 5150, somebody call the po-po.
Oh God. He also
I had
has
to do that. I had to do that.
And he is a country music guy, so of course the very first thing he starts singing is country music.
Had
So
to
there
find
you
some
go.
Dirks Bentley right there, yeah.
But you can see we have three other very handsome gentlemen joining us. So we will get started at the top, Mark, and then we'll move our way down. So everybody introduce yourselves, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and what they might know you from.
I'm Mark Cerulli, or Marco Cerulli.
Oh,
And I'm one of the producers and the co-writer of Area 5150 with these two great guys. And I also play Big Daddy in the movie. You know, he's, what can you say about him? And I did the Halloween DVD documentaries like 100 years ago. So
That's it,
me.
just 100 years.
Just 100. Michael was a wee little lad.
Well, you look great for your age then.
Thank you.
That's
It's fresh blood. I mean, no, it's clean
No, that's
living.
fine. That's my regimen too, and it's bathful. Yeah. So, Sean.
Yes, that's me. Hi,
Hi.
I'm Sean Heights. I am the director, producer, and co-writer of Area 5150.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you worked on anything prior?
I have. I've Richard Pryor. No. I got a lot of those. Okay. Here we go. I worked on a film called Mangrove Slasher 2. Don't look for the first one.
Electric
that
Boogaloo? No, okay.
Yeah. I have a film, and that's on Amazon. I have a film called Big Top Evil, which has horror icon Bill Moseley and Jayla Rose from the Saw movies. And that's available pretty much. It's streaming everywhere. And Cannibal Comedian that I've been working with Ryan James, helping produce that. And that is in the sound and color stages. And we can't wait to get that done. So
Awesome.
those are my projects right now. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And certainly not least, Mr. Ryan James.
Hello, Brian
Hello.
James, producer, actor. I play Ford in this film, and I probably mostly know you guys around doing a lot of Kevin Smith related stuff, namely Shooting Clerks, which was another one I produced.
Which is how I met you a million years ago in Tampa Bay Comic-Con, like a million years ago.
Yeah,
you say Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I used to be a
nice.
panel host over there. Yep.
Yeah, we're Floridians over here. So.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Orlando. Well, let's see. I'm in Orlando. Willow's in Canada, and Nick's in Italy. So it's global.
Crazy.
But yeah. And Ryan, you just did the Clerks 3 premiere. What, last week? A couple days ago?
Yeah, I was on Wednesday. Yeah, which I'm not involved with Clerks 3, but Clerks 3 has it's very a lot of like similarities with Shooting Clerks because the characters are making clerks in the store. So like you have the dramatized, nonfiction version of the tale of Kevin Smith coming up, and ours is obviously more of the nonfiction variety. But a lot of fun. Yeah. It's great. Like now's kind of like the perfect time that we're ramping up stuff for Shooting Clerks as well, and trying to get some premieres going in the next couple months here.
Awesome.
Just working around Kevin's schedule right now, but that as far as the producing side, there's that, and then the acting side has been working with a lot of these cats. I met Sean because we worked on Cannibal Comedian. as more of a director actor capacity. And then during the pandemic, we got together more in producerial fashion to kind of finish up post and do some additional photography and add some fun new scenes and stuff like that. And that's actually how I met Mark as well, because Mark's heckler character in Cannibal Comedian came back with a vengeance, and we got to play a lot there. And that's kind of like how this whole group came about, and Area 5150 was gearing up. So yeah.
Awesome. You guys are busy, and it's good because you've been working a lot together, but now you're working on Area 5150. And for those of you that don't know, I guess, do you guys want to give a quick rundown as to like a Cliff Notes version, get the people excited? We'll start talking about the film. This is your show. We are here for you to make you guys look good.
It's about a group of podcasters who decide the best place to do a live is in front of the real Area 51. And what they don't realize is that the no man's land outside the base is really a hunting ground for a demented, cannibalistic family with ties to the base.
Oh.
Basically, that's our log line.
So it's like The Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw meets Alien sci-fi.
You have my attention, by the way.
With a Three Stooges element.
Yes, I always say a dark humor, Three Stooges slapstick element.
Yeah.
Well,
overcast.
Willow is a co-host, and I was actually on the show for a while too, on Back the Cereal Box Network for Cryptid Crunch. So you're very much up our alley when it comes to that stuff. So that's why she sat up very attentively, even though she's exhausted from work.
Obviously I was drawn to work at it. I was made to work at a haunted hotel. So
Nice.
I mean, that was your determination. But yeah, so we're super excited to get started and talking. I know Nick has a couple of questions loaded and locked and ready. Do you guys want to go through the question round first, or do you guys want to go over some of the awesome photos that you sent over to us to really kind of get into the characters and what we're looking at? What would you guys prefer?
Questions.
Yeah.
Questions.
No math.
All right.
No math,
Nick,
please.
And then
Alrighty.
anyone that's watching us, whether it's live right now or syndicated, please feel free to write in your questions, and we will definitely get them over to these guys. If it's not right now, we'll make sure that we get an answer for you soon.
Well, I guess when it comes to me, the first question that I kind of had, guys, was, you mentioned the fact of almost it being like a Hills Have Eyes meets Aliens, or even, a Chainsaw Massacre kind of thing. But what I'm actually wondering is, when it actually comes to this film, and often when it comes to film in general, obviously you have a subtext which goes beyond what you actually see on screen. I mean, I think to myself, like the trauma movies, for example, like The Toxic Avenger, where everybody kind of sees, blood, guts, and boobs. But there is literally a subtext about, like the vacuity of 80s culture, gym culture, and of course, the dangers of radioactivity. And when it comes to this movie, would you say that there is a subtext or a message that you guys want to get across with this film?
Also with that movie, it's like the bully, the nerd, and that whole aspect of high school and stuff like that. I love that film. Subtext to this film, the point we're trying to get across is don't cross the border of Area 51. Yeah, I mean, it really started with, I'll just give you a little bit of the idea started with me and Mark sending videos back and forth of people literally crossing the border, and then these unmarked white Raptor trucks would just show up and swoop down with guns out, dressed in camo, and they're not military. They just are security of the outer perimeter of Area 51. And they're super creepy and weird. Like, they would do stuff too, is if you get close to the gate, they would back up their truck behind the guard gate, and they would like kind of mess with people too. So my idea at the beginning was, what if this hillbilly family dressed up like the camo guys and kidnapped these people at the gate before the real security gets there? And I mean, it's a it's kind of got the flavor of like what's happening now with the YouTube world, and this guy that wants to get bigger than this other guy that has it's called Gary Galactic Show, and his sci-fi show is a little bit bigger, and this guy actually has like good VFX guy that does fake UFO sightings, and our character Sci-Fi Sam really loves this stuff, and he calls this guy a hack, and he wants to show him, and it's his struggle with, you know, like making rent and then trying to, you know, like a millennial these days, you know, just trying to figure it out, being his own entrepreneur. And you know, he's got T-shirts, he's got his girlfriend. We need to make rent. Let's do, you know. So it's almost that, and then they bring you know, a best friend in that wants to go on this trip because really he thinks he's going to get laid from some alien chick or something. And it's just like it's kind of a love fest with like friendship, and then on another deeper note, we have the Big Daddy character who has ties with the base. He used to work there, and him and the main scientist do not get along. So it's almost, it turns into like a bad neighbor situation, and they hate each other. And but there's also ties with like, there's like a nephew, you know, involved. So there's like family ties as well. And then on top of that, we have like a sheriff character that his daughter runs this ET eatery place outside the base, and he's divorced, and they have a whole thing. So there's like these side plots going on that keeps you like, and this sheriff is kind of like he's a little bit of a doofy sheriff, like from Scary Movie, like, you know, just kind of fumbling around.
You said doofy. That's great.
Yeah, and he's trying to just figure it out. All these people are going missing around the base, like because they're just grabbing people up as well. Like so it's almost like who's gonna grab them first? You know, Area 51 people or this hillbilly family. So it's got a lot of different.
That's a race.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of family dynamics.
A lot of family dynamics.
Show everybody a picture of the family right now. We do have one.
Sure.
All right. I mean, I know we're going questions first, but I think it's pretty fitting.
Yeah, go throughout. Whenever
I mean,
it comes
why
up,
not?
and we can show it. Yeah.
I mean, we're here for it.
It's a beautiful family. Yeah. Oh,
There it
hey,
is.
aren't my boys handsome? Look at them.
But that's the thing. See, they're psycho murderers, but you can tell they love each other. That's what I
They're very
adore about
loving.
this film.
It's like, who took this photo? One of their victims right before getting murdered.
Pretty well. It looks pretty good. And
They
I
got
like
a baby. I mean, she's taking care of her baby. You know,
I
mean,
like
these
the
people.
decor choices too. It's very rustic, but it has good lighting as well.
So I love the homage to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm sure that the dinner scene wasn't as grueling as the original was, but I'm sure you guys had some pretty grueling moments.
It was pretty grueling.
I literally paid homage to some of the same shots that Texas did. The overhead shot with the girl in the chair.
Nice.
And I was just like, let's just hit that shot, that zoom in. And so we did a couple of shots that really pay homage to
That's
Texas
awesome.
Chainsaw. Yeah.
I think it's great because you said you got started sending these videos back and forth, and I've seen them all, and you know they come through TikTok or whatever's popping up, and you're like, this is what? And I saw a video a couple of days ago where somebody went to the top. I don't know if y'all have seen this, the top of the Luxor Hotel in Vegas, and used it as a vantage point to shoot into McCarran Airport because the employees of Area 51 actually take private planes to get to work. Yeah. And it's all sorts of different mazes throughout the airport and the runway. And this person was taking like really close-up videos. It was crazy. And I've always kind of had an appreciation, obviously, for Area 51 just in general, but I dated a guy years ago who was military, and he went out, he took his motorcycle out, and there was, you know, you don't necessarily know where it goes. Now you've got the guard gates, but there was a wire fence that had a sign that said, no photos past this area. And he took a picture of the sign. And we're talking, this is before digital photos. So he went, I think, to like Walgreens off base or somewhere where nobody would really know who he was, and got the photos developed. And every photo was fine, except the photos he took as a sign and of the fence itself. Those photos were just whited out except for the blue of the sky.
Wow.
So I always thought that was very cool. Yeah, so it's fascinating. You're hitting a really cool topic. Aliens are kind of up and coming again. Plus, you're giving that
It
nice.
seems like it has like a stage where it's like all of a sudden vampires will become popular again,
Vampires are
zombies
always
will become
popular. How
popular.
dare you? How dare you?
But
no,
actually,
Can we not have a romance movie with vampires for another 10 years? That would be nice.
hopefully not. Hopefully not. But that's another story for another time. I actually, to carry the point of the aliens and stuff, to when it comes to you guys, and obviously seeing the wonderful cup that Mr. Mark Cerulli was showing up there with the cup of the alien, it made me think, of course, one of my favorite TV shows, X-Files. So now I have a question for you guys. Are you more Fox Mulder, so you want to believe, or are you more Dana Scully, where you're more skeptic when it comes to aliens and such?
I want to believe.
Yeah, for the sake of the film's success, I also want to believe.
That's right.
That's a good answer.
I mean, that's like, what is the more, I guess, fun version where the possibilities are kind of endless? Like, I think that the fact that there are the ideas of like, you want to know what's in Area 51. So like another thing that like Sean, Mark, and I were talking about that I loved is like all those people that were going to like storm Area 51 on Facebook, and everyone was like, don't do that.
Yes,
Like we actually like worked with a guy who like went out and did that, like tried to storm Area 51 around the time that we were working on this and stuff. And it was like, that to me is like that's the fun bit of like, I want to know what they find. So like with our film, you get to follow along with these characters who want to do that, and you get into the base.
Yeah.
Eventually, not everybody's gonna make it, but like that's what's fun is like what are the possibilities, and then being endless allow us a lot more creative opportunity to be able to play with that and let these worlds outside of Area 51 and inside the base collide in a really fun, action-packed and scary way. So I want to believe as well.
Yeah, I'm with these guys.
Well, we shot out there the December before we started shooting the film. Sean and I went out there, and he actually stayed overnight in the little town of Rachel, Nevada.
Oh,
and,
how cool!
Sean, how was that? It was a little creepy, right?
Yeah, it was very eerie. I wanted to stay out there too, just to feel how it feels, and because we were writing the script at
really
that
want
point.
to embody what's going on with your characters, of course.
Yeah, and as soon as I walked in this little place, it's called Alien, and they have like it's called an Alien Burger and stuff like that. And as soon as I walked in, like the people turned and looked at me, and one lady had just like a newborn baby and just like looking at me, and I'm just thinking like it looked like the girl from the newer Texas Chainsaw one with Jessica Biel. Like it reminded me of these people, and the guy at the counter is like, more humans. And I came in like 10, 11 at night, and I was like, this is creepy. Like even if I stay here, I feel like someone's watching me, or So it was very. They were a little too nice. Like he was too nice. Like. So we kind of added some of those feelings to the. I literally took that line and put it in ours when they get to the restaurant. She says the waitress says that. So. And
in the trailer, you actually see the Groom Lake Road, which goes right to the base. That's in the trailer.
Yeah, that's actually Groom Lake Road to the back gate or the
front gate.
Front gate. Yeah.
Front gate.
That's awesome. And we were talking about you guys filming out on location. There's this great shot here. You want to talk about that a little bit, and then we can move on to the alien. But
sure. So this was shot in California, but it really does resemble some of the mountains and landscape. I mean, you're in the desert, so it does look it looks similar to where we were in Nevada, and so we were able to shoot out here. And I think this scene in particular was one of the characters that they find out that it actually is an alien. She's like a hitchhiker, and she gets in their van and stuff like that. And she's yelling over for the one guy to come behind this rock so they can have some fun. And then you see some tentacles popping out and stuff.
Very cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And I mean, that takes a lot to be out on location. I went
It's
to
hot,
school
yeah.
for film.
Or cold.
It's
Or cold.
Yeah, cold. Cold is what I remember.
or that. I mean, it's a couple people go, oh yeah, I hate working 9 to 5. No, you're working like 16, 17-hour days. Sometimes
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not sleeping. Sometimes you don't have a shower for like a week. So you really get to know your crew and your cast really well. I'm gonna move over to this beautiful.
And you feel like dust
Oh.
is like inside you, like the dust of the sand, like.
Oh yes, and then you get like the Q-tip, or like, so I do the Renaissance Fair a lot, and you go in and you like have Q-tips just covered in dirt and dust. It's really lovely. Yeah. So this shot is stunning. I love it so much. I just can't even. So please, like, I'm going to be lost for words. Somebody please talk to me about your effects, your makeup team. Give me an idea of what it took to create this.
Okay, so
Please.
I'm gonna simplify it. The actor that plays this character also played this the 8-foot clown creature in Big Top Evil, and
Wow.
he weighs around 100 pounds, is about 6'4".
Wow.
So and has the long dangling arms and the structure already that resembles an alien. So you
So
paint
that's
that.
just natural. There's no makeup.
No, it's literally just the prosthetics on the face.
But it's beautiful. It's
Like
it's
only
what?
on the face.
That's a
Yeah.
good word, I suppose.
Thank you. Yeah, and I wanted to create like this is like the mother gray, you know,
Yeah.
because they're always the short little ones running around. So this is like the tall, beautiful. Yeah, like you said, like kind of
It's really
the out
good.
of this
It's
world,
kind of like
beautiful.
articulate.
And this person is a beautiful person, and
That's great.
goes by Miss Sadistic.
Yeah,
So
Awesome.
phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
That's excellent. All right.
check
So
them out, yeah.
Nick, you have another question loaded in the can, or should I start like ogling over these photos?
I have tons for ages. I mean, the next one I actually
Love
want to talk about, because since Willow was saying that aliens are becoming, should we say, topical again or prominent again, recently, of course, Dan Trachtenberg brought us Prey, the latest Predator movie. And I was wondering whether you guys got a chance to see it and what you thought about it.
I haven't seen it.
I have not seen it, but it's forced me to go back and rewatch all the Predator movies. I'm in the AVP stage right now, so my watch attention span has been faltering. Yeah. But I did recently watch Predator 2 again, which I think is like, if Predator 2 were like a comedy on purpose, I would say that's like the most like applicable to our film, where you've got the sci-fi horror comedy aspect
and the action.
Yeah.
We always forget that we got a lot of action in this movie.
Yeah.
Interaction, because you have multiple genres, you're hitting multiple audiences, but you know, every scary movie has that moment of comedy, and every comedy has that moment of seriousness, and it just really seems to marry pretty well.
And I know you're gonna probably end up with a lot of people stating that like your movie had too much comedy in it.
They better not.
No, like that's how it is with superhero movies right now. It's like it's not serious enough. But how are you guys? Do you guys have a way of combating that negativity?
Actually, that's an awesome question, because literally, and real quick, I just want to throw out this idea because I may forget for the guys as well. When that alien, I want to do a VFX thing where the eyes just like go, you know.
Oh yeah.
Alien.
Yes.
Kind of like Men in Black. He was breathing.
Right. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah.
What that was
so that's just something I want to throw out there. I want to do that because I'm just looking at the picture and I see that the eyes.
That would be, yeah.
So sorry, what was the question?
How are you guys gonna? How do you guys combat the negativity?
Yes. So
that you get from your films.
This happened on a live or one of our things that we did the other day, and I realized that Mark's character, Big Daddy, was kind of like he is kind of like the Mo of Three Stooges, you know, slapping his kids around and stuff like that. But I realized that he never has a time where he's like being really sadistic, where he's cutting up a body or he's torturing somebody, you know. So we want to do a scene with that to showcase his madness, and that this guy, you know, is really not someone to mess with, and kind of play with that too. So yeah, that's how we combat it. Like if I see like a little bit too much comedy, and also the way some of the additional photography, like for instance, it's we have like a whole new kill scene with Ryan's character that it was just like kind of comedy fun road trip, and then it cuts to them like at the Area 51 base. Yes.
He had just gotten his hotel bill.
We had a hotel.
That's right.
We had a beautiful Airbnb that my wife got.
Yeah. Actually, it was really nice.
Now, can I know this is probably spoiler alert, but is that a robot toy that he's holding, or?
Yeah. It's a robot toy.
Good eyes.
So one of the mutants is kind of like a kid. You know, he dressed up as a superhero. He's got little toys and stuff. He'll eat your face, but he's a pyromaniac as well. And he kind of twists this toy, and it's just like walking around. They're like, "What is going on?" And
this one in particular is kind of like we're part of the Area 51 perimeter patrol. So like it's like the most boring day on the job where like none of the Storm Area 51 people are showing up. So you get to see like the monotony of the job. And the example we keep using a lot is kind of like and I know exactly what you're talking about with like the negativity towards comedy. So like I have an answer to that question as well. But like the new Halloween movie, the 2018 one, Kills didn't do it so much because I think of a bit of the negativity. But like what Danny McBride and David Gordon Green, I think especially brought to that script is these characters who are fun to watch. They're entertaining. They've got like a little bit of backstory business that makes you laugh, and therefore you don't want them to die so quick. They're not just like these characters who just show up and say the dialogue and then get murdered to have another death scene. Like they've got like really silly stuff going on,
and you're developing an attachment to the character as a viewer.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kept using this example of like the beignet cops talking about their lunches and what they bring and who's more of a child, and like they feel like the main characters of their own story, and then they see a very twisted undoing, and then the one gets like a head hollowed out into a pumpkin. But so there's that element of like fun where you can watch this thing. It's a little suspenseful, it's a little fun, it's gory, and then there's action. It's like even that scene alone pretty much has all of our genre trail mix, I keep calling it. But the other thing too is I think once a lot of these movies come out and you get to see Sean's like Happy Fright Films like kind of universe thing, it's like that's literally we were talking about that even in the name itself is like you're getting horror comedy kind of when you come into this. Like Big Top Evil has some of the
everyone. That's the whole thing that a lot of people go, oh, it made me this. You know, you go out with a group of friends and one person loves it, one person hates it. Someone fall asleep and somebody was just like, it was okay.
Right.
You're never gonna. You all watch this movie, but everyone relates to different characters. They relate to the storyline differently. You're never gonna please anyone, but I love that you guys are at least taking the conscious effort to kind of combat it's too much comedy or it's too much, gruesome horror, and you're really trying to make it like even keel across the way. So that's awesome.
It's just like it's just fun. Like it's not. I don't think there's scenes that are necessarily like too funny or too scary or too action over the top Michael Bay action. It's like you get there is a little bit of something for everyone, but it's in this just bonkers world that like Sean has created. That is this like these genres coming together and giving you a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but not overstaying its welcome kind of thing. Just a little bit of perfect ingredients.
And with the name Area 5150, you kind of got to bring the action with the military and the aliens and the base. And so, just thinking back at like Independence Day, they're all running around. You got to explore that bigger production value, even though we don't have the budget, but we were able to kind of try to make. That's the fun part when you don't have a budget and you're trying to make things happen. Like I have a friend that's a pilot, and he landed a helicopter for us, and we had the doctor, get out of the helicopter, and he goes into the base. So things like that, and I just had to pay for the fuel. So I mean that right
you
there.
Flipped the car. Don't forget you flipped the car.
Crushed
You
it.
had this big earth mover thing. It was amazing,
So I'm always trying to step it up too as well. With
you're talking
production
about
value.
this one?
Hello, Dr. Izar.
That's Dr. Izar, yes.
Yeah.
And
Jed
he's
Rowan.
kind of turned into he's got this evil side to him. But I think Ryan's the one that pointed out. But he's got this like Dr. Robotnik thing too, where you're like, this guy's kind of weird and silly, and he's also really creepy. So he's got different sides to him. Like when he's screaming, it's almost kind of funny. Like like when Will Ferrell's screaming, like it's just hilarious. So it's just like, are we taking this guy serious? He's serious. He's actually mad right now, but we're thinking it's funny, like that he's upset. And what he's upset at is what makes it great.
That's great. So I love this because we're getting such insight, and our viewers are having the opportunity to get to know the team behind it. So this is great. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I was just gonna say and that's Jed Rowan, who's been in a lot of.
He's amazing actor.
Sci-fi, horror stuff. That's his genre.
I mean,
and I couldn't.
These shots earlier, I was laughing. I was going, "Oh, that's really cool!" Like it brings the movie to life just to have these. So we're so appreciative that you guys are willing to share these with us, and that we can share it with everyone else and get some more insider info. But all right, Nick, what's next in the canon?
Well, to Ryan's point, because he mentioned David Gordon Green and him doing the latest 3 Halloween movies, and for folks who don't know, or now you'll probably know, The Exorcist is celebrating 50 years next year, and David Gordon Green will be directing the remake of The Exorcist. So I was actually wanted to ask you guys when it came to that, because obviously we're talking a little bit of horror, a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of this and that. When it comes to a movie as epic as The Exorcist, do you guys think it needs a remake, or should they kind of just leave it to what William Friedkin did back in '73?
It's a good question, because they did redo it a few times, right?
Yeah,
they did a sequel and stuff. What I'm saying is actually doing a remake of the original Friedkin film.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm old school. It's like I heard they were going to remake Bride of Frankenstein. I'm like, why? I mean, it's so perfect. Why do
they
that?
Can do it right, though. I mean, like we were talking about this too with the Universal Monsters.
Yeah,
that new
Rob Zombie is going to do as well with the monsters too.
Oh yeah, well that's with the monsters, and
the Invisible Man.
Yeah, Invisible Man was
good.
Done right.
That was really good.
Yeah. Like what a great twist and turn on the way they approached that. It wasn't kind of silly. But yeah, I mean, the monsters are tough. And Exorcist, I like to me, like a great director like that, I think could really do something special, because now we have, not that I'm a big proponent on VFX, but with the people are actually getting back to the special effects, like the practical effects. And I feel like they would probably incorporate a lot of that. And they're getting even better at that as well. So and just the way movies look now, it could be really good.
I think there's something to the testament as well of like having David Gordon Green jump into a project, and it's like, okay, well, they're making this movie with or without me.
Right.
So it's like, do I want to turn that down, or do I feel like if it goes into somebody else's hands that there's not enough love to it? They're just jumping on the project because there's the next director to say yes. So it's like, if something's going to click, and that's one of the main things too. I talk with Sean and Mark a lot about is it's like when it clicks and it feels right, and you go with that. And as an audience member, a lot of people do want to be mad about this remake or that remake or whatever, but like sometimes they come out and surprise you, like, oh, that was great. I don't know why I had all my expectations for what that means. It's like Exorcist is always like a time told, like, that's the scariest movie I ever saw. Or like my mom, who doesn't watch scary movies, like, I saw The Exorcist, never watched another one again. Like that was clearly effective. But it's like, they are going to keep making these movies no matter what. And if you're going to do it, you're going to bring something new to it, where like, I do think that they, breathed fresh life into the Halloween franchise. We didn't have a lot of continuation that was really like keeping us around. It's like, like Resurrection, and it's like, like Halloween 6 and the cult stuff. It's like they all serve their purpose and they're fun, and I can watch all of them. But it's like, even Halloween Kills. Like I didn't love Halloween Kills, but I love some of the stuff they did with it. And we talk about Halloween Kills for what we want to do for these Indiegogo perks for like getting killed in the film, where people can actually like back the campaign and jump in and get in the movie and get killed. There's like this great sequence at the end of Halloween Kills that we talk about a lot, where it's just like, it's just nothing but just like carnage and really artistic way of just like murdering people like one after another. That they did do something new. Like I always say, it's a little like soundstagey. It feels like we've left Haddonfield and we're like in Burbank, like shooting this scene, but like also they were working on it during COVID. So it's like, that is probably something, but it was new. It was something new. And it actually was another thing that kind of inspired us for like, okay, maybe this wasn't the best franchise to do something so different, but like, we don't have any sort of like thing to like catch up with from 7 other movies or 8 other movies expectations, that like, we can do something and put our own twist on it and make it fun and see what they tried to do to inspire something and make it transformative kind of thing. So,
well, I'm sure you guys are inspiring people with, I mean, your Indiegogo is fantastic. You knocked your goal, 2 or 3 days afterwards, which is insane.
6 days.
Oh,
right?
wow.
thank you. Yeah.
Okay, 6 days. I was trying to give you more credit, but
7 days.
we'll share
No,
that
it's
at
6 days.
the end of the show. Where you guys can,
Indiegogo had promoted us as their featured campaign on their front page after day 1, and then we were top of the film category as well. So like that was something that like we saw that the next day and we were like, oh my gosh, we're doing it, or this is
I remember
happening.
seeing your Facebook post. Like it was like, hey guys, if you want to support, and then the next day it's like, we've already killed our goal, and it was awesome.
Right.
It was incredible. It's just amazing. There's people out of the woodworks, family, friends, everybody that's always like sort of backed me as well as a filmmaker, but didn't really know how to really like, they would share my stuff and stuff like that. But now they can get involved. And I really do believe that it's part of the hard work throughout the films that I've done. And, and then a lot of friends of like, Mark's family and everybody like came out of the woodworks. And another thing too is like, we've already gained so many new fans, which is pretty incredible. So it was scary to do, it's just like, if you don't do good on that, I mean, it's one thing we need the budget to finish this film, but then the other part is like, oh no.
I was always taught if it's not a little bit scary, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like you always have to have a little bit of fear because it gets the adrenaline pumping and it makes you work harder because you might have that fear of failure or, offending somebody or whatever. But if you're just kind of sitting there and like, this is great, everything's good, then it's not exciting and then you're not really into it. But I always was taught you have to have a little bit of fear.
100%.
We have plenty of fear.
I know, I'm so excited. While Willow is pulling up, she got the video, we're ready to go. She has to do a screen share, but we're going to share your Indiegogo video if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
And then we can talk more and go over some more of his photos. Is that cool?
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right, Willow, ready whenever you are.
All right.
Hi, I'm Sean Heights.
All right, hold on.
I apologize, guys.
It's like we're going to start playing the Jeopardy music. There we go.
Ooh.
I'm Sean Heights. I'm the director of Area 5150. This is a huge passion project of mine. It's Alien.
Oh, really?
With a slapstick comedy relief. We've laid down a lot of the groundwork.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm doing, apparently.
I just like roasting myself.
Show. You got
Sorry.
it, Willow?
Hold
Well,
on.
that's a great scene that you paused on.
Let me just rework that.
Okay, so
I'm gonna donate right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna donate just because of that one butt scene. Well, why don't we look at some of these shots while she's doing stuff up? We have this really fantastic.
Oh
shot.
yeah.
Let's talk about this for a little bit. What are we looking at?
I want to ask you, I wanted to ask you, what do you guys see with this picture?
There's a sale at the mall, and they are running for their lives to make
Flash
sure
sale.
that they get. Yeah, that's right. It's a flash.
Oh man, we should have made that into a graphic for our flash sale. That's on the next one for sure.
You're welcome. I don't know. What do you think, Willow?
It looks like a nod to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they're I don't know, is that a guy or a girl chasing?
That's a lady.
Okay,
She's a lady.
I'm just making sure. I don't want to misgender anybody.
Not Ruby Rose.
That doesn't apply really
Saw you up.
with Ruby. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it looks very interesting. So, and
look at the lighting. I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
Just
beautiful shot.
Shadow work too.
Yeah.
Nick's got a big grin on his face. What are you thinking, Nick?
No, I mean, I was actually admiring the shot. I mean, the way just the lighting and everything else is awesome. And yeah, I very much got the kind of Toby Hooper kind of vibe when it came to just the way it's shot and such. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely hyped for this, and I'll be curious to see what it sounds like dubbed in Italian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, you guys totally nailed it. It's Texas Chainsaw, that daytime killing. And girl running out the house. She ran out the front door. Now they're on the side back end of the house, and she's potentially she's going to be running through their graveyard of cars, like a car graveyard, like junk cars and stuff.
Because good daytime kills are rare nowadays. Everyone goes for the darkness and the mystery of it, but this is out in the sunshine.
Yes.
There's no hiding it. You can't hide from that.
Yeah, and I mean it's just natural lighting. We're out we're just way out there in the desert. Yeah.
And we would shoot till the very last minute of daylight.
Oh, of course, you have to. I'm
and
assuming
after.
After, right?
You didn't sleep. All right. What about this beautiful shot?
Oh, hello.
That's how my hair is today, so it's great. It's some inspiration.
I love bringing up. Yep. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you
go ahead. I was just going to say it takes a lot of hairspray to get my hair looking like that. So kudos to you guys.
Actually, that was Jennifer Miller who did her hair and makeup, and Andrea Devorian did her wardrobe, which it's an amazing wardrobe. You can't really see it all there.
And it's available on the Indiegogo.
It is available on the Indiegogo. So with this shot I was just going to say with this shot in particular, I wanted to do, which we're still on the fence a little bit, but in like A House of a Thousand Corpse and Rob Zombie movies, he has these like weird little like isolated shots of like people just screaming at the camera saying like, "You're gonna die, you." And before we like kind of meet the character, and you're like, what the hell was that? And it's almost reminds you of like a Rob Zombie music video. So we were kind of taking some of the main characters and doing that. And in this one, she's just going insane right into the camera. As you can see, the
energy she brought to it was, I mean, she's a real pro. She just turned it on and. Amazing.
I mean, got the teeth gritting and the hair and the stance. It just, you can tell all sorts of things, like almost a full story from this. And if you don't know it, you're going to want to know it. So I think that's really impeccable.
Alyssa Rose, was just incredible. I mean, just showed up and she was just like in character as soon as she had the wardrobe and everything. And she was like walking around like, and she was just screaming. And I'm like, that's perfect.
Maybe she just had a bad day. I mean,
I heard it was a long night. No, but she said that which is cool. It's a nice feeling as like because Mark and I wrote this. I think mostly Mark wrote this scene, and we have her in this like beat up RV in the desert, and we have it all set dressed where it just looks like someone's been living out here for years, and gave her some kids. She's got her little. Desert kids, and when she showed up, she's like, she was like, I usually don't find this character. Sometimes it's really hard for me to just find the character right away. And she was just saying how she was able just to get it, like it just clicked in 2 seconds, and that was really cool feeling from us, Yeah,
that's well deserved too, because if you're creating that ambiance and she feels like she's not having to like play a role, but she's embodying it, of course.
And I had this feeling that she could, because she's so bubbly and so friendly and so nice. And I'm like, I just feel like you could just turn that over on its side and go the complete opposite, crazy, sadistic, just in total insanity. Because there's such two different worlds. So I was just like, I know she could play this, and I think I was right.
Well, maybe you can explore that in your next film.
Oh, what were you saying?
Oh, I'm saying maybe you can explore that in your next film.
Oh, the bubbly side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Well, we're gonna might explore the badass side of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
One more photo, and then we're gonna go into the Indiegogo, and then we'll throw it to Nick. So I've got one more pick.
Ooh, nice. That's a
great shot. So, Mark, why don't you start us off on what we're looking at?
Yeah, that's me as Big Daddy, and
That's your house.
that's my house, which was actually an abandoned crack house in the desert that we shot in. And we actually cleaned it up for this. It looked even worse than that. And yeah, I'm chasing our lead girl, played by Claire Brower, who was phenomenal. And yeah, just going through the house, holding an axe, singing a little song, you know.
One
It
thing I
looks
love,
very clean and creative.
I'm real big with set dressing. I mean, yeah, there's an apple box there, but the set dressing, like behind it, there's, you know, I got old you know, NASA spaceship pictures and frames, and then there's just like TVs and VCRs stacked up all the way up to the wall, and on the other side to the ceiling. And obviously you see the die and you know, a dartboard. I mean, I was just because a lot of the stuff is people stuff that they've taken, and they just throw it in this room.
Yeah.
And so I'm real big on set dressing, and when we did the house, I think we
You
really
mean
nailed
people's houses aren't supposed to look like that?
Yeah, we won't look at the back of my house right now. I'm like, yeah, my house looks like that right now, but okay. I don't have the die yet, but maybe.
Just two
I
dies,
mean,
not three.
I have old stereo equipment put on top of each other, so yeah.
I just love the frame photo of the rocket. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. I was always trying to blend the two worlds. Like, we're in the desert, but we're gonna throw some NASA shit in there and different things that bring out the you know,
connection to the base.
Yeah, that connection to the
back
base.
to the good old days. Yeah.
No, I mean it's something that it's not directly in your face, like thrown at you and shoved down your throat. It's elusive, and it's well done. So good job on that one. All right, let's see. Nick, I know you've got a couple more, and then we'll throw out the Indiegogo and how people can help support the cause, get involved, and follow through.
Well, I mean, I could be here all day, but I actually did have a question for Sean when it came to directing and such, and from a directorial perspective. I mean, when you were actually shooting this movie, are you the kind of director who will literally kind of sit back and just kind of, you know, let the actors do what they have to do, or you're more of a hands-on kind of director, giving cues and directions to when it comes to shooting a particular scene? So,
I'm still learning. You know, I'm figuring it out. You know, but one thing I've noticed, and I like to copy other directors and try different things out, because I know, like, Quentin Tarantino likes to be there right with the actor. He doesn't even really use the monitor. And then Steven Spielberg's the type of director that, like, he sits far away from the actor and is watching the monitors from Video Village. And I think I like to do both. Like, I want to look at the monitor, see the shot, and see how it's playing. Like, because it is when you're watching a movie. So I want to see, is it looking like a movie? Do we like this?
You want to look at the moment too.
Yeah, and then I like to be there right with the actors, and you know, and if they really know what they're doing, I mean, I kind of stand back, and then if there's something that I just thought of that's funny, I'll yell it out there. Like, there's one scene, not in this movie, but Cannibal Comedian. He's literally dragging a body. The main character, and I don't have to get in the story of that, but he's practicing stand-up comedy, but he's pulling a body through the desert, and I go, say, what a drag. You know, like, I just thought of it right then and there, and he goes, what a drag, you know, and he's pulling this body through the desert. So, I mean, things will just pop up, and I'll throw it out there. But so far I've been good at having, if it's a couple or the actors have a really good vibe with each other. And so they're already working well with each other, and I like to just keep, like, on set. It just kind of feels like this. It's just like whatever. So it's just so we can just really focus on the scene, and not on like that there's cameras, all these people around and things like that. I like to be close to the actors. As close as I can. Like after every shot, if I am at the monitor, I come up and talk to the actors, and we just, if we need to work something out, or if I have questions, Mark and Ryan are right there. Mark will be there. He knows the script really well, and what do you think would be better? Like this line is not sounding the same as, like that's the thing too. Like a line might sound good in a script, but when this person in particular says it, it sounds weird, and we don't know why. Because I'm a musician too, and so when I'm writing a lyric, I'm like, oh, this is cool, and then when I start to sing it, I'm like, it's just enunciation or let's just change this around a little bit. So there's always that kind of editing on set.
A lot of improv.
Yeah.
I mean, that works though. It feels more natural.
And Ryan's great on set on this additional shoot. That was like where I've worked with him the most, I think. The most days. And he would have like 15 ideas in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's
he was the Mount Vesuvius of creativity.
Well played. Well played.
He's coming from a lot of different angles, while I'm still in this like independent filmmaker stage where I'm like, I don't like where the poster is, and can we push in on the camera and this and that, and then he's thinking of how this person, what if they said this, so it is a group effort. So sometimes I'm like doing like the last touches on the blood and the makeup and stuff too. So it's hard to just be just focused only on one task.
You wear multiple hats at the same time. That's why it's good teamwork.
Yes, and I'm producing at the same time too.
You're not running on all cylinders when you're running on these kind of like hours with like skeleton crews. So it's nice to have. We have like what's just like the brain trust meeting where like we come over and we Megazord with each other's brains.
Yes,
and it's like we do all the moves still. But wow, I've never looked skinnier on a wide angle. But it's like it is very helpful because sometimes the hyper focus of things can just be kind of crazy, and then just again, there are like 20, 30 people running around, and it's like sometimes you just need to get together and then bounce those ideas where they're all just kind of here instead of like flying all over and bouncing all over the walls. And so it's a good thing whenever we get into that creative kind of bubble and can bounce ideas back and forth. So yeah,
that's awesome. Well, I think we have Indiegogo video ready. Yeah, Willow.
Yeah.
You guys like that teaser?
Sorry. Yeah. No. I had to take the thing down because for some reason my computer's going all wonky. So
Willow keeps teasing us.
I know, right?
Push the button
with the teaser.
Oh, there she is.
I'm Sean Height. I'm the director of Area 5150. This is a huge passion project.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening here.
Right.
Checking the gate.
I don't know why that's okay. One more time. I promise.
Push the button.
I promise this is live.
I promise.
Push that button.
I promise. I'll get my stuff together and it'll work.
All right, you want to try it again?
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody pretend that didn't happen and go. Nick's smoking a cigarette at this point. He's ready for it.
Okay.
Just leave
can
it there.
Can you guys see this?
Yep.
Push the button.
Yeah.
I'm Sean Height. I'm the director of Area 5150. This is a huge passion project of mine. It's Alien meets Hills Have Eyes with a slapstick comedy relief. We've laid down a lot of the groundwork, but we still need your help to finish the film. Oh, and I have Ruby Rose's skull saw. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I was using it, right? No!
Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to the best podcast in the galaxy, the Sci-Fi Sam Show. Sam is my name, aliens are my game, and I'm here to keep you informed and alert on the extraterrestrial presence among us. UFO sightings, government cover-ups, abductions. Speaking of which, abductions. Let me get this straight.
Here it is.
show. Most of all, remember that aliens are real.
I love that so much, guys. I really do.
Very cool.
That is
Very
cool.
cool.
And I want to see like a Halloween Horror Nights or Halloween Scream House on it right now.
Oh, that would be sick.
That would be amazing. That'd be amazing. So let's see. Any last minute wrap up? I'm going to go ahead and throw this stuff up now. So tell us a little bit about what's going on here for the perk preview. Obviously, that link below, we can also share later, https://igg.me/at/area5150movie. What is this perk preview? How do people get involved? And yeah, how do we make you guys more money for more budget?
Go for it, Ryan.
So yeah, that link right there gives you our campaign. You get a little bit of kind of the idea here, which is you can get some signed exclusives, crew t-shirts, signed Blu-rays and DVDs. You can be in the film. You can get killed in the film. You can pop up in the background of a scene if you don't want too much pressure. You got screen worn effects and wardrobe. You got VIP tickets to the premiere. We shout you out on our live streams. You can do a one-on-one Zoom call with Sean. That cast photo that we had of the family, get that signed by every member of the cast and crew that are featured in there. You got signed Felissa Rose exclusives as well. Scripts. You can have your face on a missing persons poster and be in the film while not even having to leave your house, and we'll send you that prop from the movie as well. You can be a PA for a day. You can be a PA for a day. You could be a associate producer, co-producer, executive producer.
Freeway's getting free labor. It's fine.
Yeah, and that whole point is to kind of just open up the gates to something like this. Not only the gates of Area 51, but also Hollywood itself. I think there's a stigma where like you can't be a part of this thing, and it just like shuts people out. You can only be fans. It's like, no, this is for the fans. We are fans of this type of stuff in this genre. We're fans of these actors as well, and it's like we want to work with them. You want to work with them? Come out here, be in a scene with them, be in a scene with us. Jump in, get involved. You get special thanks at the end of the film, and take it. You get bragging rights for helping this movie come out. Because
and if I could just add, I mean, I work for HBO, produce stuff for them, and I learned so much by being on this set. I mean, this is my first movie, and I just learned a ton.
That's awesome.
So it's a great experience.
You're not learning, you're not living. Apparently, I'm full of those tonight. And then here we go again with the link on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
And you guys were bragging a little bit. You said 6 days?
6 days.
Yeah.
We made our initial goal. Yeah. So we're into our stretch goal period now, which Sean and Felissa did a fun little stretch goal promo once we hit that first goal. Yeah, now, I mean, we're just trying to raise this money to be able to make these kills bigger and badder, be able to just have a little bit more of a budget to get us into the post-production stages through like the editing, color correction, mixing. We're still hiring for a lot of those post positions. So it's like, if you're interested again in jumping into that stuff, like get involved with our Indiegogo or contact us. And it's like, we're here to work with fun, other indie collaborators and kind of make this something that if you love the movie, you love this type of genre, this is the movie for you. So this is your invitation. Come join us.
Fantastic. Love it. Join us. Well, I really appreciate you guys being here. Now tell us, when can we expect to hear that this film is done, it's wrapped, and it is ready to be seen by the general public?
Well, we hope for summer release next year would be incredible because at an indie level, this is our blockbuster type film. It just has that feel, and at an indie level to release it as our blockbuster. Yeah. I had to run and get this. I have my movie on VHS.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow!
Love it.
It's called Big Top Evil. And awesome. I just got it yesterday, so I'm excited to show it off.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And Bill Moseley's on there.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah, it's cool too because it's like it's literally a real.
That is cool.
Yeah.
You can get that at retroreleasevideo.com. They're available, a limited release. So I was just, oh my God, it's on a VHS. Like It's crazy, and it's all new key art on there, and I like the side. You can got Bill Moseley there, and then and it's the first thing that I've ever had where it says Happy Fright.
Oh, that's
nice.
Very nice,
Yeah.
very nice.
So it is available on Blu-ray and DVD as well, but this is for like the real horror fanatic collectors and stuff.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Nick, any last comments before we wrap?
No, I mean, what I was going to say was it was just such an honor and a pleasure to hang out with such talented gentlemen today. And of course, hanging out with you, Heather, and you, Willow. So definitely look forward to seeing what else Sean, Ryan, and Mark will have for us in the future. You know, being a cinephile and a movie buff, I'm always up to looking forward to, you know, the up and comers, and a big supporter of indie film. So I'm always kind of looking for, you know, what the next big stuff will happen. You know, I think of like what James Wan did with Saw. So you never know. The next James Wan might be right behind the corner.
Or on our show.
Right on this show.
Exactly. Or on this show.
And Nick, when you're not here, where can people find you?
Alrighty, well, when it comes to me, folks, if you are of the country music disposition, you can find me hosting the radio show Whiskey and Cigarettes, where we play today's country, traditional country, and everything else in between. For more info about that, visit that beautiful website right down there on your screen. Podcast-wise, if superhero movies are your speed, I can be found hosting Happiness in Darkness, the superhero movie podcast. We discuss all superhero movies under the sun. And if you are fans of the Oscars, you can find myself and the lovely Rachel Friend and Zan Sprouse as we discuss all the Best Picture winners in chronological order on Gold Standard, the Oscars podcast. And last but certainly not least, if superhero TV shows are your speed, myself and Charles Skaggs can be found on the Fandom Zone, where we're currently discussing Sandman and, of course, She-Hulk. And Heather has already joined us a couple of times. Will be joining us actually this coming week to discuss both Sandman and She-Hulk. So that's pretty much me.
That's pretty much you. And then that's pretty much me. That's how it's great. And guys, thank you again. So if anybody would like to follow along, you can go directly to that link. We're going to go ahead and share that on our page. So again, Area 5150 movie, please, please, please. These guys know what they're doing. They would love your support. However you can help, whether it's sharing it on social media or donating to the cause. There are plenty of opportunities to get involved. So please do that. Because that's what we want to do here is encourage artists and obviously independent artists that are working really hard to bring you guys something you'll love. If you love me and Willow, you can always go to www.buymeacoffee.com/thesideshow. And even though I don't really drink coffee and Willow just, pretty much quit her job at Starbucks, you can still buy us a shot of whiskey or something. It's great. Besides here, Willow, where can people find you?
Well, aside from haunting the hallways at the Fort Garry Hotel, you can find me all over social media. I am on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram.
Just don't look up her OnlyFans.
Not yet.
And our esteemed and prestigious guests, guys, are there any social media handles that you'd like to share with viewers that they can follow you or join along on your adventures?
Big Desert Daddy.
Yeah, Big Desert Daddy on Instagram. Yeah. Instagram, I guess, is what we're really. That's our strong place, other than like Facebook. But mine's Sean SEAN_Heights HAITZ.
Easy.
And, yeah. And also Area 5150 movie. So,
great.
yeah.
Awesome. Anyone else?
Same for Instagram at ryanjames.mov. If you find me on the other things, you found me on the other things. But Instagram is my main spot, and where we've definitely done a lot of the promo for Area 5150, the updates, adding new perks. Definitely follow that social at Area 5150 movie if you want to see the perks as soon as they launch on there. We also do a weekly live stream on there where we shout out backers for joining the team as well. So if you want to hear us shout you out as well as get your credit on the film, back the movie and follow us on Area 5150 movie and
awesome.
jump in.
And we'll definitely share all the social media handles directly on our page and to our YouTube channel. Thanks, guys, for joining us. As always, I am Heather. You can find me here, having awesome guests and harassing my friends until they finally come on my show, Ryan James.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
but I do it because I love and I care. So
Yeah,
yeah,
was a
I'm
lot of
so
fun.
excited you guys got the chance to come on and share all this exciting stuff. And I am definitely a fan, and I'm going to see how I can get involved. As you guys out there in the multiverse of madness, please go ahead and do the same. Tune in every other Wednesday depending on Willow getting haunted or not. And we will see you guys next time on the Sideshow.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome.